On the 5th day of Brucemas, my Bruno gave to me 5 Barefoot Brunos, 4 billboard hits, 3 Seagrams hats, 2 dumb cartoons, and a die-hard battery. Broadcasting live from inside the power band, it's Brucemas. This is the blah. I'm your host, Mulvey Claus. Wait, what did I say before? Mulvey Claus?
I think so.
Oh, wait, I didn't. I just got what I did without even realizing what I did the first time. Mulvey Claus.
Claus, get it? They're always out. Get it?
Right?
You're dead for not picking it up, and we're dead for not picking it up. We're all dead on that one. That's a murder death
I
kill.
like it. Okay. Let's chill. Man, this is exciting. A lot of good deaths here. Anyway, folks, I'm your host, Mulvey Claus, along with my friends, Jar Kringle.
Hiya.
And what is it again?
Sassy
Orange
Santa?
Sassy Santa. It's Orange Sassy Santa.
What's up?
I'm picturing you with a Santa beard and a suit, but the suit is like bright orange, not day glow, but just like a really solid
Right.
orange with the white, like it's the normal Santa suit, but with orange instead of red, basically.
Gotcha.
And
like
you're sweating profusely because it's like 1,000 degrees in Australia.
That too. Over here, the lifeguards, there's like a Santa in like a Santa-style swimsuit that like rides up to the beach on a boat, and it's pretty random. Christmas is
That's
really
pretty cool.
weird in the Southern Hemisphere, I'll tell you what.
I can only imagine, dude. You know, interestingly enough, Australia is where Wi-Fi was invented.
Okay.
That's actually true. Okay, so folks, welcome to yet another of the many days of Brucemas. Our hearts are filled with love and Bruce, and we are joyful, and we're happy to be here. We're happy that you're all here with us. Again, I'm Mulvey Claus, along with Jar Kringle and Orange Sassy Santa. And today, we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to our heart because we invented it, and we think we are so cool because we invented it. And that item is the Barefoot Bruno. And our good friend Jar Kringle has gone ahead and spent many months in his secret underground lab that's even deeper than our underground base here on Valverde, crafting a Barefoot Bruno recipe for all of you. Jar Kringle, take it away.
Well, before we get into the actual recipe, maybe we should talk about the origin of the Barefoot Bruno.
I'm being remiss, of course. You really want to digress and talk about Die Hard? I mean,
I just want to acknowledge that it is the best Christmas movie there is.
Barefoot Bruno.
Barefoot Bruno was some of the best. Man, I really like that, Ben. Barefoot Bruno.
That'd be a good Seagrams flavor.
Oh, wow.
What flavor would be? What flavor would Barefoot Bruno be?
Oh my God! Wow, you're really just you're gonna keep going there, huh? Okay.
It'd have to be a Bloody Mary flavored one, wouldn't it?
So you got Seagrams Escapes featuring Jamaican Me Happy, Strawberry Daiquiri, Calypso Colada, and Barefoot Bruno.
For a limited time only.
And for a limited time only, one in every 100 cases of Seagrams Escapes, Barefoot Bruno. Now with more broken glass.
That's kind of a clamato kind of thing.
Clamato. Ugh. Wow, that is gross. Clam juice and tomato finally together at last. Okay, so that is the genesis of the Barefoot Bruno, and that prompted Chad to, I think normally in a case like this, you would say waste, but it certainly was not wasted time, as everybody can tell, obviously. Crafting with his incredible computer and Photoshop skills, packaging for the now ubiquitous Barefoot Bruno beverage.
Yeah.
And it is glorious.
Thank you.
It's glorious. And now our good friend Jar Kringle, who we know and love, is taking it one step further and made it an actual reality. Jar Kringle, please talk about that.
Heegs, can I just ask you a question first?
Oh, of course.
When Jar Kringle, when did you get an inkling of coming up with the recipe for it? Because I know you kind of got a bit of a bee in your bonnet about it, and I think it's fantastic. And do you recall kind of where that inspiration came from?
Well, I think after you came up with that glorious diorama for us, we began thinking about the fact that we were going to do, or the fact that we should do some Brucemas specials
Right.
the following year, which of course is this year. And my thought was that since you can't go out and actually buy a Barefoot Bruno Seagrams, what are they? Seagrams Breezes?
Seagrams Escapes. Yet.
Seagrams Escapes, yeah. Since you can't actually go out and...
I want to just add a yet to that.
What's that?
Yet. Exactly, yet.
Yet. Yes, yet. But being that you can't go out and get one yet, I decided, why not?
Yeah, the gears were turning. I like it.
Come up with a way to enjoy one before you can actually...
Yeah.
Before they inevitably make this as something that you can buy.
So much experimenting occurred, I imagine?
No, actually, it's very simple.
You nailed it in one shot.
A lot of thought. I thought about it a lot, like how to best approach it. And really, with a wine cooler, you're talking something that's, refreshing and bubbly and cold, right?
Wet and dry, maybe.
Wet and dry, of course. I wanted to be able to include a Seagrams product.
Yeah.
And I thought I had a clever way of doing that, but it didn't really pan out.
Okay.
That's too bad.
Perhaps it could pan out for some people in certain areas, but so anyways.
Well, if I can just jump in here, Jar Kringle, one thing about us that everybody needs to know is we never stop innovating. Okay.
That's true.
We never stop iterating. So just because Jar Kringle, with his mentat level of thinking going into this beverage, doesn't mean that we're not going to solve that particular problem in the formula for the next time.
It might even be like breweries have a holiday brew every year and the recipe changes too. Like maybe we fuck around with it a bit. But
boom, there you go.
Enhance, Benny. What were you going to use, but it didn't work out? I would love to hear a little bit of lore on that.
Enhance.
Okay, so
yes,
what I ended up settling on is actually quite simple.
Okay,
and you can tell me if I'm off base here, but really, the essence of the Barefoot Bruno is this: it is a vodka and soda.
Yeah.
With a very healthy splash of Bloody Mary mix.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
I'm with it.
Okay, so you've got your on the rocks, of course, but you can't mix the bloody in. You have to do the vodka and soda over the ice, and then just sort of let that heavy bloody splash just kind of fall into the drink.
Yeah, it's like Bruno in the bathroom wrapping up his bloody feet. I'm with you all the way.
It's very, very important. So really, you can make a Barefoot Bruno at home very simply. You just get a glass, you put some ice in it, you make yourself, 2/3 of vodka and soda, and then you top it off with some bloody mix of your choice.
Yeah, that's the basic.
If you want to go the simple route, that is the best route.
Yeah.
Now, where I thought I could shoehorn in a Seagrams product here was with the soda.
Right.
I thought that I would be able to find Seagrams lemon soda or lemon seltzer. But if it's out there, there is Seagrams seltzer, but I can't find any.
Like just straight up non-alcoholic Seagram seltzer?
Yes. Well, for your vodka soda.
Right, but they make a non-alcohol like for instance, like when you go to the grocery store, you can buy there's endless different kinds of like flavored seltzer water. Is it a product like that, or is it specifically an adult beverage with alcohol product? Sorry.
No, it's just a flavored seltzer. You need lemon seltzer for this. So
No, I totally get it. I'm just trying to clarify that.
Yeah, just
point.
to make sure.
Yeah, and Seagrams does actually make seltzer, which is what I was saying.
Right.
But I haven't been able to find lemon Seagrams seltzer. So I guess you could just use Seagrams seltzer if the Seagrams aspect is important to you.
Sure.
And just add lemon juice.
Sure.
And then you're good to go there.
Yeah, I like it, man. I dig it. I think, like the startup world talks about a minimum viable product, and I'm totally down with, discovering the base recipe of the Barefoot Bruno. And I enjoyed that your description of it didn't include the various potential garnishes, which are kind of like a way to level it up, which I appreciate. So
Absolutely.
I think the fundamentals I agree with. The fundamentals are the content needs to have bubbles and the blood is dripping into the drink. I think those two things are mission critical. I'm with you all the way.
Totally.
Yes. Yes.
Can we, if you didn't already, could you talk about the various garnishes?
Yeah, how would one level the
ice?
drink up?
I mean, because the like Chad said, like that's the nuts and bolts of the beverage right there, and that's super important. But the picture that I got on WhatsApp from you was a masterpiece. So talk about the rest. Finish us off.
Okay. So if you really want to do up a Barefoot Bruno cocktail correctly, what you need to do is this is critical. This is mission critical. You need ice that looks like broken glass. As we all know, Bruno was trudging around barefoot on lots of broken glass in Nakatomi Tower. So,
for sure.
this is something I had to brainstorm, but I did, and I came up with a solution. What you do is you get yourself a silicone baking sheet, like a brownie pan. That's what I have. I'm sure you get other things. You want to fill it with about, maybe a quarter of an inch of water. You want to make sure you put it in your freezer, make sure it's fairly level so that it freezes evenly across the bottom of it. And then when you take it out, you have yourself this nice sheet of ice. And you can kind of, use the back end of a butter knife or whatever tool of your choice to sort of smash it up into some interesting shards. And then you want to arrange those in the glass in a manner where, you have some particularly large jagged shards sticking up out of the top of the glass, because you're going to need that for the next level up garnish, which is the shrimp toe.
I love it.
This is so awesome.
Cocktail toe.
I love
Now you can't. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I love every single minute of this. And for the folks at home, if you haven't guessed already, check your bloody show notes. Get it?
Ooh, or your show
check
art.
out the show art to check out the pictures of the Barefoot Bruno that Jar Kringle crafted moments before this episode at 8 a.m.
It would be worth noting for those that may or may not know that there are certain podcast apps on Android and iOS that allow for chapter art to change, and we do a variety of chapter art and show art changes. So I personally use Overcast. I think Kev, you use Pocket Casts, if I'm not correct.
I do use Pocket Casts, and another quick addition to that. The reason why we do that, it was Chad's idea, was so that you folks at home can follow along with what we're talking about as much as we can possibly add that to the chapter art. So, sorry, Jar Kringle, continue.
Toe garnish.
Okay, so you can't really tell in the photo, but really, I just got some jumbo cooked shrimp that you would use for like shrimp cocktail. And you can't tell in the photo, but what I did was I took the shrimp and I cut it to about a rough sort of, toe size, if you will.
If you will. And then I took a little notch out of it so that I could sort of like impale it on one of the pieces of broken glass ice.
Oh, God, that's awesome, man.
I took some cocktail sauce and I sort of, put a little bit of cocktail sauce on the end of the toe where it would have been severed, and some, just sort of dripping into the drink, if you will, and that created a fun effect. But the thing you can't see is I actually took the tail off and I cut a nail out of the actual tail shell, and I put that on the tip of it, but it didn't. You could see it in real life, but it's just like wouldn't come through in the photo for some reason.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm zooming in on the photo right now, the top down photo, and I'm not seeing that nail, but that is a freaking brilliant idea, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't as strong of an effect as I had hoped, and I'm open to ideas for something, some other particular garnish thing you could use as a nail, but to make it more toe-like. But anyways,
right.
I see.
You get the idea.
In this first picture that you sent, I can see, or no, I guess maybe it would be the last picture you sent. I could see the sort of impaled on the shard of glass effect that you don't get in the other two. And I really like the touch of the blood underneath the toe, just below the impalement, is a really nice extra touch.
Yes, yeah, of course. It is cocktail sauce, not blood. Just to be clear.
You know what I mean. Sorry, I'm so immersed in the beverage and the whole scenario. I'm getting my facts confused. It isn't blood; it's cocktail sauce.
I love it all the way.
I do too. This is freaking amazing, dude.
I put a nice thin lemon slice on there just to give it a little extra pizzazz.
A little something, something.
I think
something, yeah.
Yeah, I really think that the lemon slice kind of, I mean, look, this beverage obviously was crafted with such incredible care, and there's so many layers and levels to how awesome it is. And the final layer, I feel, is the lemon slice because it catapults it into very easily sort of hanging out with Jamaica Me Happy, Calypso Colada, Orange Sassy Swirl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like some kind of tropical drink. And I think that
yeah.
that's great because that's sort of the other part of the intention, I think, originally. Anyway.
That's good because you're I'm trying to elevate what is essentially a Bloody Mary to the level of something that's more light and crisp and refreshing, like a Seagrams Golden Wine Cooler would be.
Yeah.
You haven't tried to do anything, dude. You have achieved and then some. This is unbelievable, man. In fact, this is so cool. I really would love if we could get all of the listeners to try to craft a Barefoot Bruno and take a picture of yourself drinking said Barefoot
Send
Bruno.
it to us, yeah.
Yeah, and then we can all, like, I don't know, post it up in some sort of, like, EBD nerd blossom
Nerdgasm.
death ultimate gasm mega nugget or something. I don't know.
I feel like if people want to riff on it a little bit too, like one of the things that we talked about off the air was I kind of wanted to get some tempered glass and actually put it in the freezer and put it in my drink and drink it because I'm a fucking idiot. So
yeah, that's pretty dumb.
It's kind of silly, but all right.
Heegs, I'm kind of like making some assumptions here / asking questions. So the rocks glass, is that to showcase the broken glass, or what's your feeling on the glass of choice?
I think you can go with whatever works for you. If you're going to make the fancy version that has the broken glass ice, then yeah, I think you want something that's shorter and wider rather than tall and skinny.
That makes sense.
Unless you want to like fill the bottom of your glass up with like regular ice and then just sort of
Right.
It's up to you. It's your Barefoot Bruno. You make it your way.
It's true.
Dude,
and that's why I
that's
decided
the
to keep the
tagline
recipe
right there.
simple, and it's so that you can make it the way you want to make it.
Definitely.
It's basically 2/3 vodka and soda, and then a heavy splash of your favorite Bloody Mary mix.
I think
Even if it's just plain tomato juice, whatever you like.
whatever, yeah. Clamato, where there was a bit of a clam riff in there at some point, so there's plenty of opportunities.
I did make my own, which was, I think I took about 4 ounces of V8 and then a splash each, clam juice, fish sauce, a very healthy splash of Tabasco sauce, a little bit of soy sauce, a healthy splash of lemon juice, celery salt, and a little bit of pepper.
So this one has a bit of all that in it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I fucking love you. That's amazing.
That was my particular Bloody Mary mix that I made for this
Okay,
one.
perfect. I'm so happy that there's a little bit of clam in there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
If you want to do it right, then your Bloody mix should have some clam. But again, I don't want to force anybody's hand here. It's your Barefoot Bruno. Make it how you like it.
That's it.
Dude, we have to make a mid-roll commercial with Jar Heego saying that.
Yeah, we could do that.
It's your Barefoot Bruno. You make it how you like it.
Let's make that the mid-roll for the Die Hard episode. We'll make a Die Hard mid-roll.
Calm.
I like it. That's good.
I kind of, for a second there, when you were saying make it your way, like, I was thinking kind of Die Hard 2, icicle to the eyeball. Like, it could kind of be cool to have an icicle in there as the ice shard garnish, or the glass garnish. I don't know. You could impale the toe on the icicle and then have glass shards in there. There's all kinds of stuff you can do here.
Well, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. If you're talking variations, I mean,
I mean, if you could come up with some sort of confection eyeball that you could impale on
It'd be so sick.
a homemade icicle and stick that in your Barefoot Bruno, then yeah. See, be creative. This is for everyone to experiment with and make your own.
it's your Barefoot Bruno.
I love that we come up with a slogan for it. It's your Barefoot Bruno.
There you go. Right. I think that one ingredient that should be in this drink because I think it demands it almost is 1 drop of essence of nerd.
Oh yeah. And what is
Oh,
that, like
well.
sweat from a neckbeard or something?
I have no idea, man, but it needs to be in there because this whole podcast was born in nerd, and this whole beverage was born in nerd. It's a nerd podcast. Like,
Well, I think they should only be made with nerdly love and care.
That's it. That's it.
oh man, God, dude, you are freaking firing on all thrusters right now, man. You're like the Razor Crest after leaving Dave Navarro, man.
That was pretty good. I kind of want to drop a shell casing into mine, or maybe have it alongside or something.
Yeah,
Ooh,
sure.
a
And
shell
you could-
casing. That's
You could
an
do
idea
something
right
fun,
there.
like fill your shell casing with I
Olive
don't
pits.
sure, yeah, or pimentos, or
Mm-hmm.
wasabi.
Ooh, yeah.
The gunpowder left over, in the shell casing would be a little bit salty, so that would add a salty flavor to your Barefoot Bruno.
Give you a little kick. I like it. Well, Benny, I love what you've done, and I really appreciate you taking the time to make that recipe. It's like a perfect, it's a perfect response to the brochure I put together last year.
It had to be done, and I was very happy to do it. And the strange thing is, it's not actually that bad.
Nice.
Can't imagine it would be.
It's really actually not that bad.
That's great.
No, not bad. Is it? Did you take a number of photos for that?
I got those 3
Okay.
Nice.
I think
out of a series, but those were the best.
I'm going to suggest that when the next time we do another one, let's get some white paper and dial it in like a real commercial photo shoot.
Oh, you do like a white background one? Yeah, we could. I could actually probably shop that pretty easily. So I'll give it a try.
Sure.
That'd be kind of cool to like pull the Bloody Mary glass out of our brochure and drop Benny's one in there or something.
Yes. And do yeah, absolutely. And do like a second print ad.
Yeah, I think I can do that with the sideways shot. Yeah, I'll totally do that. Cool. Let's keep it rolling here, dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this up. I just want to say, Jar Kringle, this work is top notch, the pinnacle of what we strive for here on the EBD podcast. It's, as you said, made with loving nerd and care, and
Nerdly love and care.
Nerdly love and care. I'm sorry, I just died right there. Nerdly love and care, and it's a masterpiece. I cannot wait to try one. I can't wait to craft one and enjoy it myself this holiday season. So, folks at home, we encourage you to craft your own Barefoot Bruno. Make it your way. This is your Barefoot Bruno, and enjoy it. And thanks so much for joining us here on this very special Brucemas episode of the EBD podcast. And until next time, folks, this is Mulvey Claus saying peace and love.
Cheers.
Merry Brucemas.
More broken glass and a garnish of shrimp. Weedle-deedle-dee.
With a shrimp toe.
Fresh broken glass. Oh, the shrimp is a toe, right? Sorry. I totally forgot. Could not figure out where that came from.
New Seagrams Barefoot Bruno. It's sharp and it's bloody.
Sharp and it's bloody.
And it's bloody.
With a hint of clam.